Hello and welcome to chapter 16, performing database recovery. In this chapter we are going to discuss performing recovery of loss of a control file, performing recovery of loss of a read log file, and last thing, performing recovery of loss of a data file. As we discussed before in previous chapters, starting up the database goes into three stages. The first stage, which is no mount stage, and then open stage. In the first stage, while starting up the instance from shutting down to the no mount state, the database parameter file will be opened and the instance started and SGA allocated. During mounting the database, all control files must be present and synchronized. To open the database or to go the database from mount state to open state, all database files must be present and synchronized, and at least one member of each read logo group must be present to open the database or to go from mount state to open state. If there is any issue with one of the control files during mounting the database will stay in the no mount state. If there is an issue of one of the database files or all read log groups, the database will stay in the mount state and cannot be opened. After the database is open, it fails in case of the loss of one of the following. Even you multiplex your control files, or even you have two or more than one control file, any loss of one of the control files can cause the database to crash. A data file that belongs to the system or undo table space while the database is open. Also, if you lose a data file that belongs to the system table space or undo table space, the database in any time goes down abnormally. Also, if the database open, it fails if you lost the entire read log group. If you multiplex your read logs and you lost one member from the read log group, the database remains open and Oracle will notify you by sending an error message to the alert log file. But in case you lost an entire read logo group, the database at any time will crash and goes down abnormally. So in this chapter, we will learn how to recover from loss of a control file, how to recover from loss of one member of the read log file, and how to recover from loss of a data file. If a control file is lost or corrupted, the instance normally aborts. So how to recover from loss of a control file in this case? In this chapter, we assume you multiplex your control file. You have two or more than one copy of the control file. But in case you lost all control files, this is an advanced topic and discussed in backup and recovery material. So in this chapter, we will discuss how to recover from loss of a control file in case you have a multiplexed control files. So if a control file is lost or corrupted, the instance at any time will abort. So how to use RMAN to recover from loss of a control file? You can start up the database in no mount state. Because you lost one of the control file, you cannot bring your database to the mount state. So you have to put it in no mount state, and you can use either copy paste from the operating system or you can use RMAN command restore control file. In case you have an ASM disk group, the best way to recover from loss of the control file by using RMAN restore control file. So the first step is to start up the database in no mount state, then restore control file from the existing control file. Again, we have a multiplex control file. You lost one of the control files. For example, you lost the control file that's stored under /02. So use the existing control file, the control file that's still available, to recover the other control file by using restore control file from and the location of the available control file. After restoring the control file, mount the database and then open the database. This is how to recover from loss of a control file in case you have a multiplex control file and one of the control files is still available for you. But in case you lost all control files, you can recover from this situation by restoring the control file from auto backup or by restoring the control file from a regular backup. Performing recovery of loss of a read log file. Again, if you lost one member from the read log group and you have a multiplexed read log groups, the database instance is not affected. It keeps running and the end user can connect to the database and work normally without any issues. But Oracle will notify you the missing member of the read log file to the alert log, and you can restore from this situation by either adding a new member to the read log group, as we discussed before how to multiplex the read log group, and then removing the lost member, or also you can recover from this situation by adding a new read log group and remove the whole group that has a lost or corrupted read log member. But to remove the read log group, you have to make sure the group state is inactive by selecting from $sign log. The third way to recover from missing read log file member is by using clear read log group to recreate the missing file. Alter database, clear read log group number, for example 5. Clear means recreate all members part of the read log group. Performing recovery of loss of a data file in no archive log mode. Before discussing the steps how to recover from loss of a data file in no archive log mode or in archive log mode, what's mean by recover? The recovery is two main steps: restore and recover. So the recovery is two steps: restore and recover. What's mean by restore and what's mean by recover? Restore means read the data file from the backup and write it to the destination. This is mean by restore, taking the file from the backup and write it to the destination. For example, if you have a missing data file 1, restore data file 1 means read the file from the backup and write it to the destination. This is mean by restore. What's mean by recover? Recover means apply all transactions from archives and read logs to the restored data file to bring it to the last committed transaction. This is mean by recover. So if you have a backup, for example, at 9 a.m. This is the backup, full backup. You have a full backup at 9 a.m. At 3 p.m. data file 5 is lost. So what's mean by recovery in this case? Recovery means restore the file from the backup. So I restore the backup. So I restore the file from the backup. So the data file 5 is restored from the backup. But all changes happened since 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. still not applied to data file 5. So we have to apply the changes happening from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. All these changes stored in the archive logs and read logs. This phase is the recover phase. So recover means apply all changes stored in the archive logs and read logs to the restored data file or to the restored database. In case your database is no archive log mode, that means you cannot apply the transactions in the archive log because your database is not in the archive log mode. So you don't have archives. In that case, you have to restore the whole database from the backup and open the database in reset log and let the end user to re-enter all changes manually. All changes applied from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. should be applied manually from the end user because you don't have archive log mode. If your database is in archive log mode, that means all transactions since the past backup till the issue are saved in archive logs and also in the read log file. In case you lost one of the non-critical data files, non-critical data file, that means any data file that does not belong to system or undo table space. If you lost a data file not belong to system or undo table space, you can bring the data file offline, then restore the file from the backup, recover the data file from archives or from incremental level 1 backups and read logs, and then retain the data file back online. If your data file belong to system critical data file, means belong to undo or system table space, the database at any time goes down abnormally. If it does not goes abnormally down, you can bring it down by using shutdown abort. Once you shut down your database, mount the database, then restore the missing file, recover the missing file, and open the database. The difference between recovery of a system critical data file or non-critical data file is the state of the database. During non-critical, the database can be open and running, and you just put the data file offline and then restore, recover, bring it online. While if the file belongs to system critical data file, the database must be in mount state. So in this chapter, we discussed how to perform recovery of a loss of a control file in case you have a multiplex control files, how to perform a recovery of a readlog file member in case you have a multiplex readlog group, and last thing, how to perform a recovery of a loss of a data file in case your database in archive mode or in no archive log mode. In the practice, we will see how to perform recovery of loss of a control file, how to recover a loss of a readlog member, and last thing, how to recover of a loss of a data file. I hope this chapter was informative for you, and thank you for watching.